Hey there, everybody. How are you? We're getting started with Game 5 of our 1976 Yankees game replay. This is the first season I ever played in any tabletop game. It was the 76 season. I played it during the summer of 1977. I was 14 at the time, and it was very exciting. I was reading the sporting news and Baseball Digest, and I happened to find an ad advertising APBA baseball, and I read through it, and it sounded so exciting, and I ordered it, and the rest is history. Here we are, playing Game 5. Yankees record is 2-2 so far, and we're going to keep track of multiple player stats here, and I'll be reporting those periodically. And the crowd is ready to roll, and so are we. Let's get started here, rolling some dice. It's going to be Rudy May on the mound for the Yanks, and it's going to be David Goltz, or Dave Goltz, a B pitcher, on the mound for Minnesota. Now, Rudy May, he was 15-10 with a 3.72 ERA. He's considered a C by APBA. This is APBA Basic, and he's from Coffeyville, Kansas, and he's a lefty. He ends up on Baltimore at this time, or at this part of the season, the beginning of the season. He's on the Yanks, and he eventually goes to Baltimore. And he's going to be facing Dave Goltz, who's 14-14 with a 3.336. Both these pitchers have over 200 innings pitched, as was typical in the era. Let's get started, see if we can make this a pretty quick game and play a couple more. It's a 3-game series at Yankee Stadium here in the Bronx, 161st Street, and we are ready to roll. It's Jerry Terrell, and that's going to be a 51 on 9. And where's our book? Our book is here. That's going to be a pop-up to the left side. Third baseman Nettles over, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Danny Disco Dan Ford. Here's the pitch to Dan Ford, and that's lifted to deep left field. Back goes the left fielder White to the track, to the wall, and that's gone. Home run for Dan Ford. 315 feet over the Yankee left field fence there. And the Twins are up 1-0. It's going to be the Rod Carew, who in the following year, 1977, bats 388, I believe. In 76, he batted 331. Rod Carew ends up in California. And that's going to be for extra bases for sure. And that's going to be pulled down the line into right field. In the right field corner, you have Gamble. It rattles around out there, and Carew's around second. Here comes a relay to third, and Carew's in with a triple. So back-to-back hits here. And the infield's going to be in for the Yanks early on. It'll be 42 to Larry Heisel. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets him on the curveball. And now it's Craig Cusick, the DH. He batted 259 with 11 home runs. 25. 25 isn't. And that ball's grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. In to score is Carew. 2-0 now. RBI single for Cusick. And it's going to be Butch Weiniger, the catcher. Butch Weiniger. Butch Weiniger batted 260. Not too shabby. 10 home runs. 62, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's the third out, but the Twins pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. And after half an inning of play, It's 2-0 Minnesota, and the Yanks coming to bat. It's going to be Dave Golse, a B pitcher, against Mickey Rivers. Mick the Quick, 63, and that's lifted to center field. Center fielder is Steve Bry. He squeezes it, one away. That's going to be Roy White. And that's a 36, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Thurman Munson, 31. That's going to be line to center field. A couple steps to his left is Brian, makes the catch for the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down here. We go to the top of the 2nd. It's going to be Dave McKay leading off, the 3rd baseman. And that's a strike. That's fly ball center field. Measuring it is Rivers, out number 1. That's a ground ball hit that Randolph fields it 2 away. And Danny Thompson. Danny Thompson ends up in Texas. Right now he's the shortstop for the Twins. That's a line drive base hit center field for Danny Thompson. 2 outs, and Thompson's on at first. Here's Terrell. Terrell is 0 for 1. He popped up in the 1st inning. And this is a line drive base hit for Terrell. Hustling over to 3rd is Thompson. So Terrell's on at first. And Terrell is pretty quick on the bases, and he's always a threat to steal. So May's going to throw over. May's got a pretty good move, keeping Terrell close, and throws over again. May looks in for the sign. He sets, and there goes Terrell. And here's the throw, and he's safe. Under the tag, steals 2nd, and it's Disco Danny Ford. Here's the pitch to Dan Ford, and that's going to be lined into the gap. And that's going to roll all the way to the wall. In comes Thompson. Around 3rd is Terrell. And Danny Ford safe at 2nd with a 2-run double. After 2 out, a big 2-run rally here. A single by Thompson, a single by Terrell, a stolen base, and then a RBI double by Disco Danny Ford, who's now 2 for 2 with a home run and a double. So Disco Danny Ford is going to go to Studio 54, which is actually open in 76, after the game. And that's going to be a 16. That's a ground ball hit right at the shortstop, Mason. And that's a 3rd out. So the Twins pick up another 2 runs and lead it 4-0 now, here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Yanks coming to bat with Chambliss, Nettles, and Jackson. Here's Chris Chambliss, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Golse. Got him looking on that one. Greg Nettles. It's a fly ball, deep right field. Back goes the right fielder, Ford, and makes a nice running catch for out number 2. And it's Oscar Gamble now. And that's pulled down the line into right field corner, and Ford is there for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down again. Go top of the 3rd. It's going to be Larry Heisel. Heisel struck out in his last at bat. And he grounds out right back to May. May feels his position, out number 1. Larry Heisel is out. Cusick, he singled and drove in a run earlier on. And that ball is grounded again back to May. 2 outs. And that's a ground ball to Randolph. He feels it, out number 3, so 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 4-0 Twins. It's going to be Willie Randolph, Rich Coggins, the DH. and Jim Mason. That's a ground ball hit right at the second baseman. Terrell throws out Randolph, one away. And that's ball 4. So Randolph is, I'm sorry. Coggins flies out to left field. 2 away. As we, Jim Mason batted 180. And he gets a hold of one here. Hammers that into left field for a base hit single. So Mason is on at first with 2 outs. It's going to be Mick the Quick Rivers. Mick the Quick Rivers. Oh. And that's a strikeout. 3rd strikeout for Goltz. And that ends the bottom of the 3rd. We go to top of the 4th, 4-0 Twins. In the top of the 4th, it's going to be McKay, Bry, and Thompson. Here's the pitch from May. And that's going to be sharply hit right at Mason. Mason throws him out. Bry is up now. That was McKay. 23. And now it's Steve Bry. It's a fly ball lifted to left. Roy White measures it. Out number 2. And then it's going to be Danny Thompson. It's a 33. That's a line drive base hit to left field. 2 out. Thompson is at first. And it's Terrell. Jerry Terrell. It's a 22, and that ball is lined base hit. And hustling to 3rd is Thompson. It's deja vu all over again. Same exact thing happened in inning number 2, when with 2 outs, the Twins scored 2 runs with 2 out. It was the 2nd out, and then Thompson came up and he singled, and then Terrell singled. And then it was Danny Disco Ford doubled. And not this time. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3 for the 3rd out. Go to the bottom of the 4th now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits for May. And he's got 1, 2 strikeouts. And base on balls, none. It's the only thing that saved him. Hasn't given up a walk yet. It's going to be Roy White now against Dave Goltz. And that's a line drive base hit for White. And White is also a threat to steal. Had 31 stolen bases. And it's Thurman Munson. And Goltz throws over. White is back. And Goltz sets and deals. And there goes White. Here's the throw. He's safe at 2nd. It's a strikeout Munson. And now Munson hammers one to left. And that's going to roll around in the corner. Around to score is White. And Munson slides into second base with an RBI double. It's 4-1 Yanks here in the bottom of the 4th. Chris Chambliss, here's the pitch from Goltz. That's a 19. The third baseman is a 3. Runner on second. And that ball hits him in the shoulder. So Chambliss is hit. It's 1st and 2nd now with nobody out. tying run is coming to the plate in Greg Nettles. He's got good power, hit 32 home runs in 1976. Here's the pitch from Goals. It's a 42. That's going to be a 22. The runner's on first and second. And that ball's hit back to Goals, and Goals drops it, picks it up, throws to first, and no, not in time. So that's going to be an E1. Bases are loaded for Oscar Gamble, the lefty hitting right fielder. Here's the pitch to Gamble. And that ball is swung on and hit sharply right back to Goals, who throws to the catcher and back to first. It's a 1-2-3 double play. 1-2-3 double play, and there's 2 outs now. Runners on second and third. And it's Willie Randolph. That's an 18 with runners on second and third. See what that becomes. Shortstop is Thompson. And that's going to be hit sharply right at Thompson. And he boots it. And everybody's safe. 1 run comes in. That's going to be Chambliss. Nettles goes to third. And Randolph is on with an E6. So 2 big errors here by the Twins. Score is 4-2 now. Runners on first and third, it's going to be Rich Coggins. Coggins batted 160 with no home runs. It's going to be a 62. Runners on first and third. And that ball's hit right back to Goals. And he flips to the first baseman for the third out. But the Yanks pick up 2 on 2 hits and 2 errors here in the bottom of the 4th, and it's 4-2 now, going to the top of the 5th. In the top of the 5th is going to be Rod Carew, Larry Heisel, and Cusick for the Twins. Here's a pitch from May, and it's grounded right back to May, over to first, 1 away. So gets Carew on a comebacker. It's Larry Heisel who hit 14 home runs, batted .272. And that ball is lined base hit for Heisel. He's on at first. That's the 9th hit given up by May. It's going to be Craig Cusick now, Mongo. And that ball's popped up. And that's the catcher, Munson, in foul territory, out number 2. And it's Butch Weiniger. Weiniger's 0 for 2. And that ball's lifted to center field. A few steps over to his left is Rivers and makes the out. And it's the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Mason, Rivers, and White against Dave Goals. Fly ball, right field. It's Ford. 1 out. It's a fly ball again. Hit on the nose, but right at the center fielder this time, Bry. 2 out. And it's Roy White. Roy White is 1 for 2. He's singled and stole the base. And that ball is lifted to right, and that's Disco Dan Ford. Runs it down. So here we go to the top of the 6th, and after 5, it's 4-2. Twins. It's going to be McKay, Bry, and Thompson against May. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3 for McKay. 1 out. And it's Bry next. Bry is 0 for 2. Grounded out and flied out. Jeez. 22, that's a line drive base hit for Bry. 10th hit allowed by Rudy May. It's going to be Danny Thompson. And that ball is grounded to the shortstop. Flips to Randolph. Back to Chambliss. 6-4-3 double play. Oh, wait. Yep. 6-4-3 double play. That's the end of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Hey, man. How are you there? It's 4-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, 161st Street. You can take the D train, and it'll drop you off right at the stadium. And it's Thurman Munson. That's a fly ball lifted to left. Left fielder for the Twins is Larry Heisel. And he's there, makes the catch. It's Chris Chambliss now. Chris Chambliss batted .293 with 17 home runs. So 44, and that ball is lined base hit for Chambliss. He's on with a single. Tying run is at the plate in Nettles. Nettles hit 32 home runs. Here's a pitch from the righty Dave Gols. And that's a ground ball hit right at the shortstop, Thompson. He flips to Terrell, back to Carew, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. We go to the top of the 7th now. 4-2, Twins. It's going to be Terrell, the leadoff batter, Ford, and Carew. Here's a pitch from May. And that ball is lined base hit for Terrell. That's the 3rd hit for Terrell in this game, and he's always a danger to steal a base. And Gols looks in for the sign. He sets, and there goes Terrell. Here's the throw, and he's safe under the tag. 2nd stolen base of the day. Disco Danny Ford takes a strike. So in 1 the count. There's action in the Yankee bullpen. Looks like Dick Tidrow's out there. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. That caught him in the leg. So nobody out. Runners on 1st and 2nd now. It's going to be Rod Carew. And here comes Dick Tidrow. And Billy Martin takes the ball from Rudy May. That's all for Rudy May tonight. It's going to be Tidrow, Heisel, and Cusick. I'm sorry. It's going to be Tidrow versus Carew, Heisel, and Cusick. Here's a pitch to Carew. Runners on 1st and 2nd. 4-2, Twins. And that ball is swung on and hit right back at Tidrow. Tidrow turns and throws to Mason and back to Chambliss. It's a 1-6-3 double play. 2 quick outs by Tidrow. Good job. And now it's going to be Larry Heisel, who's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to Heisel. And with a runner on 3rd against an A pitcher. It's a line drive base hit. And coming in to score is Terrell. It's an RBI single for Heisel, and he's also a threat to run. And Tidrow throws over there. Heisel's back. And Tidrow sets. And there goes Heisel. Here's the throw from Munson, and he's safe at second base. A stolen base. That's the third stolen base of the game for the Twins. And it's Craig Cusick. Here's the pitch from Tidrow. And it's grounded right at Nettles across the diamond for out number 3. But the Twins pick up their 5th run. They lead at 5-2. We go to the bottom of the 7th. In the bottom of the 7th, it's Gamble, Randolph, and Rich Coggins. And that's line base hit for Gamble. He's on with a single. It's Willie Randolph now. Willie Randolph is 0 for 2. He grounded out and reached on an error. And that's going to be a 10. And that's swung on and line to right center field. And hustling over to third is going to be Gamble. And Randolph is on with a single. He's 1 for 3 now. Randolph is a threat to steal. And there goes Randolph. And here's the throw, and he's safe. So it's second and third now for Rich Coggins. Coggins batted 160. So the chances that he gets a hit are slim to none. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. What a surprise. It's going to be Jim Mason, a 180 batter, with 1 home run. And that's a second and third. Second and third, that's a ground ball. Right back to the pitcher. Goltz over to first. 2 away. And it's Mick the Quick. Mick the Quick is 0 for 3. Mick the Quick batted .312. So that's like batting .400. Because there's guys playing on these teams that batted no more than not even, they didn't even reach the Mendoza line. 1976. And that ball is lined to center field. But right there is the center fielder, Bry, for the third out. So after getting the first 2 men on base on singles, and then getting second and third after Randolph steals, the Yanks go down in order. And we go to top of the 8th. 5-2, Twins. So in the top of the 8th is going to be Butch Weiniger. And that ball is lined base hit. First hit for Weiniger. He's on base with a single. McKay is going to bunt. So McKay squares. And that's a successful sacrifice. Over to second goes Weiniger. 1 away now. Twins are looking for that insurance run. It's going to be Steve Bry. Steve Bry batted .264, 2 home runs. And that ball is lifted to left field, White. Out number 2. And it's Thompson who's 2 for 3. Danny Thompson, the shortstop. Danny Thompson batted .222. And that ball is swung on and grounded right back, to the first baseman, Chambliss, who flips to Tidrow covering, and that's a third out. We go to the bottom of the 8th now. It's Twins 5, Yankees 2. In the bottom of the 8th, it's going to be Roy White, Munson, and Chambliss against Dave Goltz. And that ball is popped up behind the plate. Right there's Weiniger. 1 away. Thurman Munson. Munson doubled earlier. He's 1 for 3. And that's lined to center field, but right there is the center fielder, Bry, out number 2. And that's a 26, which is a ground ball at the third baseman, Terrell, over to first, and gets Chambliss by a step. So we go to the top of the 9th. It's going to be Ron Guidry. It's going to come in. Guidry makes an appearance. Actually, you know what? It's going to be Sparky Lyle, excuse me. Because Sparky Lyle actually pitched in this game. I don't even know if Guidry's on the team right now, so I'm going to try to stick to the actual players that played. It's going to be Sparky Lyle, if I can find him. There's a pitching change here for the Yanks in the top of the 9th inning. Tidrow went 2 innings. Didn't give up a run. And it's Sparky Lyle here to finish off the Twins in the top of the 9th. He's going to be the pitch to Terrell. Terrell is 3 for 4. And that ball is lifted to center. Right there is Rivers, out number 1. And that's lifted to left. Roy White squeezes it, out number 2. And it's Rod Carew. Rod Carew is 1 for 4. He tripled. He hit, it doesn't say the triples that he hit. And that's going to be extra bases. That's stroke to right center field. And that's going to drop in there. Carew makes it to second base with a 2-out double. So he's 2 for 5. On a second base with 2 outs now, it's going to be Larry Heisel. It's a 61, and that's a 40. Carew's at second. A 40. That's a fly ball right field. And there is Gamble for out number 3. So the Twins get no runs. They leave a man, the double by Carew, and we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's 5-2 Twins. In the bottom of the 9th for the Yanks here in Yankee Stadium is going to be Nettles, Gamble, and Randolph against Dave Goltz, who's going for the complete game. Nettles, and that's ball 4. So Nettles is on with a walk. That's going to bring the tying run on deck in Randolph. Oscar Gamble now. And that ball is lifted deep to right field. And back goes the right fielder forward to the track, to the wall. He jumps, and no, it's over his glove. And that's a 2-run home run for Oscar Gamble here in the bottom of the 9th. And ahead of him scores Nettles. And Gamble takes a fastball and lifts it to right field, just over the 315 mark. Right a little bit above Disco Dan Ford's glove. And now it's 5-4, and it's Willie Randolph. Oh, and that ball is lined, base hit for Willie Randolph. So there's nobody out. The tying run is on first, and it looks like it's going to be Tom Bergmeyer getting the call from the Twins bullpen. Tom Bergmeyer is considered an A by APBA. He was 6-1 with 2.60 ERA. I'm trying to find out who their closer was. I don't really see it here, but I'm going to take a quick peek, see if I can find a closer. Got Pete Redfern, they got Decker, Joe Decker, they got Bill Campbell. Oh, Bill Campbell. I'm going to call him Bill Campbell. Bill Campbell is going to come in. He looks like a closer. Well, let's look quickly at Bill Campbell's stats to see if he was with the team the whole year. Bill Campbell, he was a Twin. Yeah, he was a Twin. His last year with the Twins. Whoa, what? He was 17-5 as a reliever. He pitched in 78 games. He pitched 167 innings. Whoa, crazy story. Bill Campbell, William Campbell, out of Highland Park, Michigan, with a 3.01 ERA, 20 saves and 17 wins. Holy moly, he was 3 wins shy of being a 2020 pitcher. 20 wins and 20 saves. I wonder if there's ever been a 2020 pitcher. That's interesting. All right. Bill Campbell is going to pitch to pinch hitter now. It's going to be Lou Piniella. Campbell is a righty. And it's going to be Lou Piniella for the Yanks. Randolph is on at first. And we're thinking that we're going to get Coggins to bunt. We're going to get Coggins to bunt, and then we're going to bring in Lou Piniella to bat for Mason. I think Coggins can manage that with his 160 batting average. And that's a 31, and that's a... Bill Campbell's an X. He doesn't have a Z, so that may be a walk. Let's see what happens here. A 14. Base on ball, batter takes first unless there's a ZZZ, so no. First and second. Okay, so the Yanks, down 5-2, get a 2-run homer by Oscar Gamble, make it 5-4. Still nobody out. Runners on first and second. It's going to be Jim Mason, the shortstop. And Jim Mason is going to square to bunt. And that's a 27 with runners on first. A bunt attempt with runners on first and second. See what that turns out to be. First and second. A 27 is a strikeout. Oh, Jim Mason fails to do his job. So with runners on first and second now, and 1 out, it's going to be Mick the Quick and Roy White against Bill Campbell. Here's the pitch from Campbell to Mick the Quick Rivers, a 3-12 batter with a tying run at second base in Randolph, who's fast. And that's oh my goodness gracious, first and second. Let's see what happens there. And that's swung on and single over second base, and the tying run is going to come in, and Randolph, he scores. RBI single for Rivers. Hustling over to third is the speedy Coggins, and Rivers ties the game with an RBI single. And he's always a threat to steal, and there he goes. And Rivers in safely at second base with a stolen base. You got second and third now, 1 out. Roy White against Bill Campbell. The infield is going to be in. The winning run is 90 feet away at third base in the speedy Rich Coggins. And we have Roy White, who is a contact hitter. And let's see what happens. Here's the pitch from Bill Campbell with the infield in. That's going to be lifted to center field. This may be deep enough. And the center fielder is Bry. Runners on second and third. Bry's at 2. And no, it's not deep enough. And Coggins is going to hold. Second out. 2 out now. Go ahead. The winning run is on at third base. And it's going to require a base hit or an error or something like that. It won't be able to sacrifice him home. But Thurman Munson batted .302 with 105 RBIs, so he's a clutch ball player. Here's the pitch from Campbell to Munson, and that ball is grounded at the second baseman, and he flips to the shortstop for the force out. But the Yanks tie the game with 3 runs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And we're tied at 5. We go to the top of the 10th. Pretty good ball game. Couldn't ask for much more. Yanks tied up here in the bottom of the 9th with 3 big runs. A 2-run homer by Oscar Gamble. And then a single, an RBI single by Mick the Quick Rivers. And it's Sparky Lyle pitching in the top of the 10th inning to Cusick, Weiniger, and the third baseman, McKay. Here's the pitch from Lyle to Cusick. Now, Cusick is 1 for 4. And that's grounded right at Randolph, the second baseman, and he boots it. So Cusick is on at first on an E4. And Weiniger's going to square to bunt, and he does. And that's a successful bunt. 1 away. Over to second is Cusick. And Cusick, is he slow or is he average? He's average, so we're going to leave him there. Cusick is on at second base. And that's the go-ahead run here in the top of the 10th. It's going to be McKay. Dave McKay batted .203. And that's going to be a that ball is swung on and lined. Base hit to right field. And around third is Cusick, and he scores. RBI single by the 200 hitting Dave McKay. Third baseman for the Twins against a pitcher, Sparky Lyle. So McKay's on at first. It's 6-5, Twins, and it's Steve Bry. And that ball is hammered into left field, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. And around third, now McKay's going to stop at third, and Bry is in with a double, so it's second and third now, only 1 out. The Yankee infield is in. Still Sparky Lyle pitching to Thompson, who's 2 for 4, the shortstop. Name's Danny Thompson. Here's the pitch from Lyle to Danny Thompson, infield in for the Yanks. And that ball is lifted to right field. Right fielder Gamble. That's a fly ball, right field. And Gamble makes the catch, not deep enough. They won't send McKay at third, so there's 2 outs now. And it's going to be Terrell. Terrell is 3 for 5 on the day. Jerry Terrell, the third baseman. Here's a pitch from Lyle. And an 8 with runners on second and third against an A pitcher. That ball is a single over first base, and the runners come around. Both runners score. And it's 8-5 now. A 2-run single by Terrell, scoring both McKay and Bry. And the Twins get 3 runs here and lead 8-5 now in the top of the 10th inning. Disco Dan Ford. Pitch from Lyle. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's the third out, but the damage has been done. And the Twins get 3 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits, and they lead it now 8-5 going into the bottom of the 10th. In the bottom of the 10th, it's going to be Munson, Nettles, and Gamble. No, Chambliss, Nettles, and Gamble. The pitch from Bill Campbell, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 out. Second strikeout for Campbell, excuse me. Greg Nettles, pitch from Campbell, swung on, grounded, right back to, swung on and missed. That's strike 3 and the second strikeout here, second out of the inning. And it's Oscar Gamble who hit that 2-run home run to make the score 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th. What an exciting bottom of the 9th when the Yanks came back with 3 runs to tie it at 5-5. So it's Bill Campbell now against Oscar Gamble, who's 2 for 4 on the day. And this is the last chance for the Yanks. And that ball is lifted to deep right field, and back goes the right fielder, Disco Dan Ford. He looks up, and that's gone. So Gamble does it again. Gamble hit 17 home runs in only 340 at bats. So if you double that, he would have hit around 30 home runs, which is not too shabby. Part-time player Gamble, who only batted .232, but had a power stroke at Yankee Stadium. And he left New York and came back a little bit later to play in one of those championship teams, I believe, as a DH pinch hitter. He had a stroke that was meant for Yankee Stadium, that short right field porch out there. So it's 8-6 now, here in the bottom of the 10th, excuse me, and it's Willie Randolph. Randolph singled. He's 2 for 4 in that 9th inning, where the Yanks came back with 3 runs. Here's the pitch to Randolph, and that ball is grounded right at the shortstop, and he boots it. So Randolph is on E6. So the Yanks stay alive, and it's going to be Rich Coggins, but we're going to see a pinch hitter. So it looks like it's going to be Sweet Lou Piniella coming off the bench. Sweet Lou Piniella. Not much power, but he should have, has only 3 home runs, but did bat .281. And Randolph's on at first. He's fast, and there's the pitch to Piniella, and that's a 44 against Bill Campbell of B. That ball is lined and base hit, and to third goes Willie Randolph. So first and third, 2 out, 8-6, Twins. So the winning run is coming to the plate. And it's going to be Otto Velez who's going to pinch hit. Otto Velez ends up on one of the expansion teams in 1977. Not sure if it was Toronto. I believe it was Toronto. He ends up on Toronto, and it ends up being one of their better hitters. And I was always asking myself, well, why did the Yanks let him go? Okay, Otto Velez, here in the bottom of the 9th. The potential winning run is at the plate. He's got a little bit of power. In 100 at-bats, hit 2 home runs. So he has a potential to hit one out. And first and third. Tying run is at first. In Piniella, not very fast. And it's going to be Mason. I'm sorry, it's going to be the pinch hitter, Otto Velez. Oh, my goodness. And that's a first and third. That looks like it's a pop-up. And it is. And that's shortstop. Thompson calling for it. And that's a ball game. So, wow, the Yanks made it exciting. Score 1, leave 2 in the bottom of the 10th. They lose it by a score of 8-6. 8-6. So the Yanks lose. And Lyle gets the loss. Campbell gets the win. And that's all she wrote for Game 5 at Yankee Stadium. In 10 innings, the final score is the Twins 8 and the Yankees 6. Take care now, guys.